Hi guys. So as I said in my last video, or hopefully last, YouTube's been uploading my stuff out of order. I have this astrology book to read through with you guys. And like I said in the last video, I chose it because it's not too serious, which if you're new to astrology and you're hearing some of the more academic type things about astrology, it seems kind of a lot to take in. So I like this because I haven't thoroughly read through it yet, so we'll actually be reading through most of this together for the first time. But it seems to have some pretty good information, but delivered in a more lighthearted way. A lot of, like, they say vibe, like within the dedication. So that's the kind of book it is. I've been debating whether I should skip parts of it. Like, there is an introduction here that talks more about the authors, and I think I will skip that. I don't think it's what I'm doing here, but without further ado, Astrology for the Cosmic Soul, a modern guide to the zodiac by the Pulp girls. And I'm trying to block how much I paid for this, but it's fine. I love this, her outfit and the hair and all the swirlies. Of course, I have this gorgeous color right inside the book. I love that color. That's really what this is supposed to be, but my hair is fading, so it's not anymore. And this is dedicated to every pulp babe that has ever been and ever will be. Thank you to all the cosmic hotties from the bottom of our hearts for being so damn supportive and vibing with our vibe. So like I said, it doesn't take itself super serious. And I love the illustrations in this book. You can see it. We do have quite a bit in this index. It's almost a 200-page book. I'm going to start probably with most of chapter 1. We'll see how far we got. But this might be a couple part little mini series, but I thought this would be a fun book to start with. I'm not going to read through the introduction like I said, but I just loved this fairy here. Has really the purple and the rainbow and the space buns going on. I love the art they put in this. It's very aesthetic. Okay, so here we are, officially chapter 1, Astrology 101. And I love all the butterflies. Welcome to Astrology 101, where we'll be diving into the wonderful world of the zodiac. Astrology has been around for a while, like the hundreds of years across many cultures, kind of a while. Whether you believe the stars truly influence our lives, or think of zodiac signs as more of a fun way to talk about people's personalities, you have to admit, astrology is here to stay. And why not? Astrology is so dang fun. With people using astrology for everything from entertainment all the way up to self-reflection, it's hard to deny the simple joy astrology brings to folks. For many people, the zodiac experience begins with the sun sign. This is the most common sign that horoscopes refer to, and is definitely the easiest placement to figure out. All you need is a birthday and voila, sun sign discovered. And the wide world of astrology memes unlocked. Getting into astrology gives you a whole new way to talk about yourself, your friends, and your relationships, like learning that your frenemy from middle school was a Libra, or that your crystal-loving aunt is an Aquarius. It'll just make sense suddenly. Once you know, you just know. Soon you'll be able to say, "Oh, you're such a Virgo," to your bestie when she completely rearranges her closet yet again, which, as a Virgo rising, is a very Virgo move. You're equipping yourself with a totally new language for examining yourself and your relationships. And we've got great news. Sun signs are just the tip of the astrological iceberg. There's a lot more to it than the sun was when you took your first breath. Than where the sun was when you took your first breath, excuse me. After all, there are only 12 recognized signs and definitely more than 12 personalities out there. Calculating your birth chart reveals a great amount of information, especially when you first start learning about astrology. Hello, Minerva. All the planets combine in vastly different ways to each person. Haven't you ever wondered why you click with one person so well while another person drives you up the wall? Or why you beat yourself up over the smallest mistake? Why you need certain things to feel safe and secure? Why your friends seem to need something very different? Learning about each zodiac sign allows you to understand how all the placements come together to make you uniquely you. So, first things first, we've outlined a step-by-step recipe for you to get the all-important astrology tool, your birth chart. Let's dive in. Getting that birth chart, baby. It literally says that. Happy birthday, cutie, belated, early, or otherwise. What day did you grace the planet with your presence? What time? Where? Not to get too invasive, but you need all this information to calculate your birth chart. Your birth chart is truly the key to unlocking all your astrological information. It's a picture of what was going on in the heavens at the exact moment of your first breath of life. So yes, this includes natural births and C-sections and whatever else. What were all the planets up to when your beautiful self finally got here? What kind of energy was flowing? If you've never generated your birth chart before, take a few minutes to do so right now. You're going to need your chart to really use this book. Find your birth certificate and follow this recipe to get the special map of you. Directions. I love this. Birth chart recipe, ingredients, date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. Directions. Gather all your ingredients. Be as exact as possible. Search the internet for a birth chart calculator. It may be referred to as a natal chart. Take screenshots of your whole chart. Yes, this is a lot of information to take in. Don't stress, we're sticking to the basics. That's it. We'll focus on what is generally known as the big three. Your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign, also known as the ascendant. You should have a circle graph with a lot of lines and points. To find your big three, look for the following symbols. And that's the sun, the moon, and your rising or the ascendant sign. Each of these symbols will fall within an astrology sign. Excuse me. Most online calculators will let you know where each sign falls, but it's also good to learn to read the chart. If you're looking for more help with the symbols, back of the book is a glossary. We're not talking about that. Note, your birth certificate is the best source of this information. If you don't have access to your birth certificate, there are a few things you could try to get your exact time of birth. Of course, asking your mom may be easiest. That's not an option. And you know where you were born, you can order a long form birth certificate and specifically request your birth time to be included on it. If all else fails, you can look into birth time retrification, where an astrologer works backwards through the events of your life to find likely birth time. Now, if you're new to astrology, as a quick aside, if you're new to astrology and you don't know your time of birth, really the big two are your date and your place. Okay, so how to explain it? Like if you were born in Kansas City, right? Usually I tell people just put it as noon. Put it as noon because that's halfway through the day, and you, if you get really into astrology, it'll mess some things up because there's by degree. So like you could be a Virgo to the nth degree or whatever. Nth degree Virgo. But if you're really just starting and you're just looking into more basics, you're probably not going to be all that inaccurate if the time is different. Just as long as you know where you're from, because if you think about not just astrology but astronomy, the way the sky looked over, again, Kansas City compared to somewhere like Morocco, somewhere in Morocco, those are going to have very different, even astronomy-wise, night skies on the same day because they're different points on the earth. So really, as long as you have your place of birth and your birth date, you've got a pretty good starting ground. And then there's a bunch of different ones online. You can also find one that specifically says like written out, like your sun sign is blank, your moon sign is blank, and not have to rely necessarily on learning the signs. I myself do not have the signs memorized, and I find that trying to memorize the signs, if you have anything like dyslexia or stuff like that, or like memorization issues, it's easier to just look up one that writes it out. Moving along. The language of astrology. Okay, so now you've got a crazy complicated looking chart. How do you decipher all that? Let's all go back to classroom really quick and do some Astrology 101. To get the most of this book, you need to know just what we mean by your signs. And as with any new language, learning about astrology can feel like a lot of information coming in all at once. There are all the zodiac signs, house systems, elements, modalities, aspects, cool symbols, and charts with lines all over them. Luckily, there's no reason whatsoever to cram all that information into your brain at once. Learning anything takes time, and astrology is no different. In fact, it's kind of something that only snaps into place as you grow and learn to understand yourself. We're devoting entire sections to breaking down the sun, moon, and rising signs, so you can read about your personal planets in depth. These 3 placements, along with your Mercury, Venus, and Mars placements, have the most direct influence on your life. When you're just starting out on your astrological journey, it's best to focus on exploring the big 3 placements. Before we get there, however, let's take a quick dive into modalities and elements, 2 concepts that lend each individual sign its own flavor and way of influencing the world, as well as the vibes of each planet. Modalities. There are 3 types of modalities in astrology: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The best way to think about modality is in terms of the seasons. Cardinal signs always kick off the season, so they express their energy by starting things by initiation. Fixed signs hold things nice and steady right in the middle of the season, and mutable signs oversee the shift from one season to the next. They lean into the adaptability, embracing change, and preparing for new things. Cardinal signs are the initiators of the zodiac. Essentially, all cardinal signs are driven to use the energy at their disposal. Aries is the first sign of spring. It's all about hitting the ground running as things spring to life. Cancer kicks off summer with its ability to reach out and make emotional connections. Libra ushers in autumn, aka cuffing season. Developing relationships is Libra's forte. And Capricorn brings winter and is famous for its ability to initiate and follow through on long-term plans. I love, again, this beautiful illustration. Fixed signs are situated right in the center of each season. They're solid, sustained, and dependable. Taurus is the embodiment of spring, employing the senses to shore up the beauty of the world. Leo, the quintessential summer sign, uses its exuberance and persona to keep the party going. Autumnal Scorpios stabilize the world via their own emotional acuity, never flinching from the darker side of things. Aquarius employs the cool power of its intellect to keep things running smoothly all winter. Mutable signs exist in shifting times as the seasons change. These guys excel at adapting, accepting change, and moving forward. Mercurial Gemini sees spring maturing to summer and loves to share all kinds of information. Virgo presides over the summer to autumn change with a focus on sharing practical skills. Sagittarius is situated at the end of autumn, fostering cooperation and enthusiasm for the last days of harvest. And Pisces, the dreamiest of signs, falls in that wistful period when winter begins to thaw into spring and all things start to seem possible. Now we talk about the elements. I love, look at that. The elements are the natural powers of the world that give each sign its unique flavor. There are 4 kinds of elements in astrology: fire, earth, air, and water. Fire signs burn bright with a focus on self-expression and enthusiasm. Earth signs are the stabilizers of the zodiac, preferring practical, grounded things. Air signs are all about communication and intellect. Water signs process the world via emotion and intuition. When you combine your sign's modality and element, you get the gorgeous blend that makes you you. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And these 3 zodiac placements share a love of spontaneity and expressiveness. They're all about warmth, illumination, and sometimes being just a bit extra. Fire signs live life loudly and at high speed. They're known for being pretty courageous, self-sufficient, and maybe even a bit forceful. Aries is the cardinal fire sign, Leo is the fixed, and Sagittarius is the mutable. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth signs love some good, solid ground under their feet. They like practical things and real measurable results. With a worldly concern for material things, Earth signs know what they like and work hard to earn it. Creating order out of chaos gives these signs a sense of fulfillment. Taurus is fixed, Virgo is mutable, and Capricorn is the cardinal. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All kinds of information and communication fly through the airwaves, and air signs love it all. Each sign is blessed with the gift of gab and an impressive intellect. They're charming and love nothing more than to get all their facts, reason things out, and see every side of life. Gemini is the mutable air sign, Libra is cardinal, and Aquarius is fixed. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Swimming in the waves of emotion, these signs are naturally intuitive and ultra empathetic. They prefer to act based on vibes, trusting in their gut feelings to give them an accurate reading of the situation. Whether they admit it or not, these signs tend to be very sensitive, which can manifest in mood swings and brooding silences. Cancer is cardinal, Scorpio is fixed, and Pisces is mutable. I laugh as a Cancer sun. The planets and their vibes. In astrology, we're working with a lot of things. As you've probably noticed just by looking over your birth chart, at the core of everything astrology are the planets. These celestial bodies form the foundation for pretty much everything zodiac related. Each planet in our solar system includes the two luminaries, Sun and Moon, exerts its own particular influence on everything from your birth chart to your daily life. Understanding the basic vibe of each component in the sky is absolutely essential in your astrology journey. After all, each sign is ruled by one or more of these cosmic forces, and they all have their own personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. Sun influences the self, personality, and ego. Its vibe is illuminating and expressive, and it rules Leo. Moon is the planet of emotions, inner self, and the soul. Its vibes are reflecting and nurturing, and rules Cancer. Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, and motion. Its vibes are restless and curious, and its rules Gemini and Virgo. Quick-witted Gemini and perceptive Virgo. I was not very perceptive right there. My hair is also not behaving. Venus is the planet of love, money, romance, and pleasure. Its vibes are refined and sensual, and rules exquisite Taurus and harmonious Libra. Mars is the planet of passion, action, and drive. Its vibes are determined and ambitious, and rules fiery Aries and passionate Scorpio. The moon is intuitive Cancer, and sun was majestic Leo. I didn't realize they all had descriptors. Jupiter is the planet of luck, fortune, and ideology. Its vibes are knowledgeable and benevolent, and it rules charismatic Sagittarius and spiritual Pisces. Saturn is the planet of karma, discipline, and responsibility. Its vibes are restrained and authoritative, and it rules taskmaster Capricorn and responsible Aquarius. Uranus is the planet of rebellion, freedom, and innovation. Vibes are unconventional, goodness, and trailblazing. And it rules eccentric Aquarius. Neptune is the planet of illusion and escape. Vibes are abstract and captivating, and rules dreamy Pisces. Pluto is the planet of power and transformation. Vibes are destructive and regenerative, and rules transcendent Scorpio. Let's see. I'm trying to see how much more I got here. Wow, there's a lot in this book. Okay. I think, because we're almost at 20 minutes, I'm going to call it here. And in the next video, I will pick back up with your big three, your sun, moon, and rising. And we'll see how far we get, because there is a lot of reading. So we might only get through sun signs next time, and then read moon signs. But thanks for being here with me again, guys. I really appreciate it, and see you soon. Bye.